Good morning students, welcome. Today's session we will discuss about the rebellion in the countryside. How this non-cooperation movement spread in countryside, how it has been spread among peasants, tribals and plantation workers, who are the people actively participated in it, and what is the notion or idea of non-cooperation movement among these people. Before we start, let's recapitulate the last session. Till now we have discussed about the First World War, impact of First World War on India, Gandhiji's entry into India with the idea of Satyagraha, and the three Satyagraha movements led by Gandhiji, which has given him inspiration to start one more Satyagraha on a larger scale, that is Rowlatt Satyagraha. Again it's the Rowlatt Act passed in the year 1919. But violence is, though Gandhiji's idea was non-violence, violence spread, and then leading to the April 13th infamous Jallianwala Bagh massacre. Then Gandhiji has to call down the Rowlatt Satyagraha. Now Gandhiji felt the need to start or launch a more broad-based movement in India. At the same time, March 1919, Khilafat Committee also set up in India, and a group of Muslim leaders were fighting against the Britishers, and that movement is known as Khilafat movement. And this Khilafat movement is been launched to protect the temporal powers of Khalifa. Then Gandhiji got an idea of merging this Khilafat movement and Swaraj movement together and starting a bigger movement known as non-cooperation movement. In September 1920, Gandhiji proposed this idea in the Congress session of Calcutta. Whereas people didn't accept immediately, Congress leaders, there were a lot of discussions and debates. Finally, December 1920, in the Nagpur session, non-cooperation movement idea adopted. Then officially, non-cooperation movement began in January 1921. And then we have discussed how this non-cooperation movement spread among towns. The reaction of people to the call of Gandhiji's call of non-cooperation movement, how actively they have participated in the economy, how it has affected the economy of the Britishers, and then but at the same time, due to some limitations, like khadi cloth was costly, more expensive, so poor people cannot afford to it. So they have shifted over again to mill-made cloth. Whereas though British institutions were boycotted, but there were not enough Indian institutions to support them. So again many people went back to the British institutions. These were the limitations in the towns. Now let's discuss how this idea of non-cooperation movement spread among the countryside people. So rebellion in the countryside. And here in the countryside consists of peasants and tribals. We will discuss the struggle of peasants and the tribals and what is their idea about non-cooperation movement and how the people have reacted to it. When it comes to peasants, village side we are taking a place Awadh, and the people involved here are Baba Ramachandra and Jawaharlal Nehru. Okay. So have a look at the map here. Can you find this is Australia? Even Australia also in the control of the British Empire. Australia, Britishers made colony even in Australia. And here you can see this green color part, Fiji Islands. Many of the Indians were being sent to other countries as plantation workers, as a forced labor. They were being sent to other countries. So Baba Ramachandra also was sent to Fiji Island as an indentured labor. Indentured labor in the sense taking a forceful contract from a person to work for a certain period of time. So forcefully Baba Ramachandra was made to sign a contract which made him to work in Fiji Islands for a certain time. And for this forced labor we are saying because amount is, one is forcefully they are been, though they don't like, they are been sent forcefully. Second, payment is also without payment or minimum, most probably without payment. So Fiji Islands, in this way many Indians were being sent to different corners of the world by the Britishers to work in the plantations as an indentured labor. Baba Ramachandra was one among them. So In Awadh, Baba Ramachandra, a sannyasi who had earlier been to Fiji Island, just now we have seen Fiji Island near Australia, as an indentured labor. After coming back from Fiji Islands, he got inspired by Gandhiji's call for non-cooperation movement, and he took active part in the spread of non-cooperation movement in this area. And this movement in Awadh region, or most probably village areas, is against the talukdars and the landlords. Talukdar, head of a taluk, landlord, head of zamindari system was prevalent, head of the village. So these are the Indians itself, but these Indians are agents of Britishers. Especially village people do not have direct contact with the Britishers. If you have seen the towns, in towns people directly fought with the Britishers because they have direct link with the Britishers, like British administration system, British schools, British colleges, High Court. They have direct contact, so they have directly fought. When it comes to a village people do not have direct touch with the Britishers, but they have touch with the agents of the Britishers. And who are those agents? The agents were talukdars and the landlords. These people, talukdars and landlords, used to harass peasants for the collection of revenue on behalf of the Britishers. So non-cooperation movement for the people of the village, for the peasants, is against talukdars and is against the high rents, okay, which they have to pay, and high taxes, other cesses, other taxes which they have to pay to them. And they had to do begar also, villages begar in the sense forced labor without any payment. So these peoples fight against talukdars and landlords, and through this non-cooperation movement they wanted to achieve their demands. Now did you get the point? Each social group had their own notion, has their own idea, because the way we face the problems, the way we expect the results. Okay. So here one thing they had to do begar. Second one, tenants in the sense landlord. Now overall village area, one leader is the head. Whereas then who will work on the land? These are the tenants. The peasants used to take on lease from the landlord and work on the land. For that they have to pay a tax to the landlord, and even whatever they are working is not sure of. There is no particular time limit for their work. So anytime they will be evicted from their tenure. Anytime they can tell, okay, you can move away from this land, it does not belong to you, so that they won't get the right over leased land. Suppose 5 years, 10 years, if they work, they feel that that land is theirs. So in order to avoid that feeling, zamindars every time they never has given any particular period time limit for the tenants. Anytime they may lose their land. Clear? So for peasants, what this movement meant, that reduction of revenue, abolition of begar. And for this what they have done? They have done social boycott. Social boycott of whom? Oppressive landlords. How much ever rich the person might be, he had some basic facilities. They had to take help of other people, like whether it is cutting the hair or washing the clothes or cleaning the house, washing the utensils, all the small, though they used to get all those small works, but these are the basic things which are to be done, and all this done by the with peasants, smaller sections or lower sections of the society itself. So these peasants are people of village. They said they have done social boycott of landlords. What they have done? Nai in the sense barber, dhobi, washerman. They stopped going to the landlords' houses. They stopped cutting the hair. They stopped washing the clothes. So this way these people taken the idea of notion of non-cooperation movement, and they started doing it. Started in a non-violent way. It was well and fine. So in June 1920, even Jawaharlal Nehru also gone all many villages around Awadh, and understood the grievances of the people also. So by October, he started, Jawaharlal Nehru and Baba Ramachandra, both of them together have started Awadh Kisan Sabha also, so that they can understand the problems of grievances of the peasants and solve them. And within a month, 300 branches also set up of Awadh Kisan Sabha. But there was one drawback. What is it? Because whatever non-cooperation movement is going on, it should go in a non-violent way, without violence. But what happened? Slowly, people who started in a non-violent way, slowly they started turning into violence. The Congress has become very unhappy with this. Congress leadership was very unhappy with this. The houses of talukdars merchants attacked, bazaars looted, grain hoards in the sense a place, storehouse like, a place where all the grains are being stored. So they were taken over, and people started declaring, the local leaders started saying that Gandhiji has given a call, means rumors spread on the name of Gandhiji, saying that no need to pay the tax and land can be redistributed among the people. They have used Gandhiji's name also to achieve their target, and in this way violence spread, leading to a slowing down of non-cooperation movement, because non-cooperation movement main idea is not cooperating with the Britishers or with the agents of the Britishers, and doing it in a non-violent way. Now let's see through source B a case study in Awadh and the reaction of Jawaharlal Nehru and the people. Through this source B, Nehru sharing his experience. So when he was conducting a meeting, how the police has attacked the team. For a moment, he forgot the idea of non-violence itself. He was in a rage of anger about to attack, but he has seen the peasants more peaceful, more calm than him. So he is saying that I have learned from them. So here it's the case in 6th January 1921 in Rai Bareli, Jawaharlal Nehru wanted to go to the place of firing. So police didn't allow. So he was agitated, angry. So what he is saying, later on he shared his experience, saying that they behaved as brave men. Who are the peasants, the people of the village? They behaved more bravely. So for a moment my blood was up. Non-violence was almost forgotten for a moment only. Then he just recollected Mahatma Gandhi, great leader Mahatma Gandhi, and then he saw the Kisans standing near me, less excited and more peaceful than I was. So he is sharing his experience that those people are more calm and peaceful than me. It is his experience. So in this box they are sharing one more experience of Vallabhbhai Patel in regarding this Satyagraha movement in the year 1928. So when he started in Bardoli, Gujarat. Okay, this movement is known as Bardoli Satyagraha, and it was very successful and all the people have praised him. Struggle was widely publicized and generated immense sympathy in many parts of India. It's about Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel's case study.
Spread to the rural areas and coincided with the protests of peasants and tribals. In Awadh, Baba Rao Chandra, an ascetic and a former indentured labourer in Fiji, led the peasant movement. This movement was against talukdars and landlords who had pressed peasants by demanding high rents and several taxes. They forced the peasants to do begar, or labour without any payments. The peasant movement demanded revenue reduction, abolition of begar, and social boycott of oppressive landlords. Some village panchayats started Nai Dhobi Bands and stopped basic services of the washermen and barbers to the landlords. In October 1920, Awadh Kisan Sabha was set up, headed by Jawaharlal Nehru, Baba Rao Chandra, to address the grievances of the peasants. For a bigger impact,
now let's see the tribal peasants. The reaction of the tribal peasants, or the idea of the tribal peasants about non-cooperation movement and how they have taken it forward. So tribal peasants interpreted the Mahatma Gandhi's message of Swaraj in another way, and here we are taking the example of Gudem Hills of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, and here get the word militant guerrilla movement. Guerrilla movement in the sense hiding behind the rocks and attacking on the people. Even Chhatrapati Shivaji also used this system of guerrilla movement. So what these people know, hilly area, forest, tribal people, they know much about the hilly area. What they'll do, they'll hide behind the trees or bushes and then sudden attack. So this type of movement known as guerrilla movement. As clearly it shows that it is a violent way and it is against the non-cooperation movement. Not a form of struggle that the Congress should approve, because it is a violent way they have done this. So in other forest regions, the colonial government has closed large forest areas. So here comes the problems of the forest people. Already class 9th lesson forest society we have discussed. Forest Act has been passed and suddenly people be living in the forest from years together. They were being made to go away from the forest, not allowing to enter into the forest. So such thing happened. So forest people, sudden atrocities of forest people we have discussed. So same thing here once again. So they were not allowed to enter into the forest. They were not allowed for their cattle also to enter into the forest and graze the fields. Not allowed to collect the fuel wood and the fruits. This enraged the hill people. They have become more angry. From centuries on, they are living in the forest area and they are treating that as the motherland. Suddenly some person from outside comes there and tells you are not eligible, you are not allowed here. So these enraged the hilly people or the tribal people. They were felt their traditional rights, because from years on it's going on. At the same time, they forced them to do begar also. Begar without payment, forcing the people to do work without payment. And they have forced the tribal people to do begar for road building. And at this juncture, the village people, the hill people, the tribals revolted. And the person who took lead here was Alluri Sita Ramaraju. Okay, and here he claimed that he has special powers. Here he can predict astrological predictions, means can say about the future. He can heal people. He could survive even the bullet shots. These were his predictions. Looking at Raju's bravery, the tribal people started proclaiming him as the incarnation of the god, as a replica of God. And Alluri Sita Ramaraju liked the idea of Mahatma Gandhi. What is that idea? Boycotting of the British goods and using khadi. And he persuaded people to wear khadi and to give up drinking. Alcohol is the very bad habit among the people. So he forced the people, he motivated the people to stop drinking, to wear khadi. He was inspired by the Gandhiji's idea of this. But he didn't believe in the Gandhiji's idea of non-violence. He believed that only through violence only we can defeat the Britishers. So these Gordon rebels attacked police stations, attempted to kill British officials, carried on guerrilla warfare, means a lot of violence is spread. But finally Raju was captured and he was executed. And from then on he has become
in the Gudam hills of Andhra Pradesh. Tribal peasants misinterpreted the meaning of Swaraj. The tribals had suffered a lot of oppression at the hands of the British. As a result, they staged a rebellion under the leadership of a man called Alluri Sitaram Raju. He was inspired by Mahatma Gandhi and the non-cooperation movement. However, some of his thoughts were vastly different from the Gandhian ideals of non-violence. He believed that freedom could be acquired by force and not through non-violence. To achieve Swaraj, the rebels of Gudam Hills attacked British officials and carried on guerrilla warfare. In 1924, Raju was executed by the British, but he acquired the position of a hero in the tribal folklore.
Hope you have watched the movie clip and understood the story of Alluri Sitaram Raju. Brief clip, you can watch the movie also. Even till today he is remembered as a folk hero in the tribal areas. So our next topic, Swaraj in the plantation. Plantation in the sense a vast area of land where one type of crop is grown, which requires a lot of labor work. Tea plantation, rubber plantation, banana plantation, And for working in these plantations, Britishers used to forcefully send the laborers to other colonies, other countries, wherever they had colonies. Even in India also, many people were forcefully kept in the plantations. So, people living in the plantations, what is their notion of non-cooperation movement? How they have interpreted non-cooperation movement? What is the reaction of them and what happened to them is our next topic. So here for plantation workers in Assam, we will discuss about plantation workers in Assam. So for us plantation workers, what is freedom meant? What did they thought of non-cooperation? They thought that it gives right to move freely in and around of the confined space in which they were enclosed. Once a person is being sent to plantation, he has to stay in that area itself, in that confined zone. He cannot move from his place, he cannot go back to his place. For that he needs special permission, and very rarely such permissions were given. Why he cannot go? Because it's a law, LAW law, because as per the Inland Immigration Act of 1859, there was a law which says that plantation workers should not move out of the place without the permission. So here you need to remember this one, might be asked for 1 mark question also. Inland Immigration Act of 1859, what does it say? Workers were not permitted to leave the gardens without the permission, and in fact rarely such permissions were given. Very rarely they were not given. Once a person enters the plantation, then done. So when they heard about non-cooperation movement, what they had done, thousands of workers, they went against their authorities. They left the plantation and they headed towards home. They wanted to reach home, but unfortunately they did not reach home. They were stopped in between. They were taken back by the police, arrested by the police, taken back and brutally beaten up. Reason? Because for going back to their home, they need transportation facilities, and as part of non-cooperation movement, even railways and steamer strike also going on. So finally they were unable to reach. What they believed that Gandhi Raj is about to come. They'll get their land in the villages. Everyone will get a piece of land in the villages. They can do farming in their village. Now they were rid of this plantation. They thought like that. They left the plantation but unable to reach home because of the railway and steamer strike. They were caught by the police and beaten up brutally by the police. This is the story of plantation workers in Assam. Though the vision of this movement were not defined by Congress, when Gandhiji started the program, he wanted the program to be unfolded in stages. Like what? Giving back the titles and not cooperating the British, not going to schools, colleges, offices, not doing the civil service, leaving the administrative job. Only that he thought. But the visions of this movement were not defined by the Congress. What happened? Here, social group have interpreted the term Swaraj in their own way. As they have their sufferings, when they were suffering and all troubles, they thought that it would be over, and they have interpreted Swaraj in their own way. When tribal people, but there is one positive point of it. What is it? When the tribal people are peasants, when they have chanted the name of Gandhiji, when they have given the word Swatantra Bharat, what have here? Unified, the idea of a nation state emerged with this non-cooperation movement. Otherwise, earlier people were fighting among like area wise, reason wise. Suppose peasants of Bihar fighting against their talukdars in their local area for their demands. When it comes to plantation workers, earlier they used to fight with the plantation owner to get rid of their problems, whereas workers fighting with the mill owners. In Ahmedabad means in their only particular region they were fighting. Now once this non-cooperation movement is launched, when Gandhiji's name has come, it has become a all over India identity. We call it as pan-India. People across the nation, all the people in different parts, whether it is Assam, Andhra Pradesh or Bihar or Jammu and Kashmir, whichever region it is, people started identifying themselves to Gandhiji's call of non-cooperation and the idea of Swatantra Bharat. Then our question, how did this idea of a nation state emerged in India? So you might have got the point. So with this movement, people have got a feeling of nation state, common identity among the people started developing after this movement. When they acted in the name of Mahatma Gandhi or linked their movement to that of the Congress, they were identifying a movement which is beyond their limits of their immediate locality. Now they were fighting for all over India, pan India, people across the nation, all over India, people, they felt that we are all together, we are all one. Though non-cooperation movement started with lot of enthusiasm and good mass agitation, it led to mass agitation. People have started in many places in a non-violent way. But slowly as the time passed on, as the notions, ideas have changed, slowly violence started spreading. People have taken it into a different perspective. And finally, an incident in Chauri Chaura, Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur, Uttar Pradesh in the year 1922. So here what happened, a peaceful procession is going through the bazaar, whereas police came and they have attacked them. So the people have lost their cool and they have attacked the police. They made the police to run away, and when the police ran back and they have closed themselves in the police station. And these protesters, they have burned the police station. Nearly 21 policemen dead in this incident, which led to violence and brutal repression from the British government once again on the people, leading to lot of violence. Then Gandhiji finally had to call off this movement. Hearing the incident, Mahatma Gandhi called a halt to non-cooperation movement. Called a halt in the sense only a break, because he knows that once he is of the idea that still people didn't understand the ideology of satyagraha, the ideology of non-violent way of not cooperating with the British. He thought that still some training is required for the people, so he has given a halt to a break to this non-cooperation movement in the year 1922 after this Chauri Chaura incident. After this topic video, point of discussion in the class is find out about other participants in the national movement who were captured and put to death by the British. So you need to find out who are the other participants who took active part in the non-cooperation movement, who were captured by the British. Find out the information and update me. Till now we have discussed about non-cooperation movement and different reaction of different social groups to it, like area wise, like towns. In towns, how the people have reacted to this idea of non-cooperation movement. Here we need to remember Madras and Justice Party, only this party didn't hit to non-cooperation movement and they took part in the council elections. Next comes the countryside. In countryside, you need to remember the names of Baba Ramachandra and Jawaharlal Nehru, who together have started this Audh Kisan Sabha in Awadh. Then when it comes to tribal it is Gudem Hills, Alluri Sitaram Raju, Gudem Hills of Andhra Pradesh and Alluri Sitaram Raju. Plantation, Assam, we have taken the example of Assam plantation workers, and about Inland Immigration Act. Hope you have understood this point. Next session we will discuss in detail about civil disobedience movement. Till now we have discussed half, like one part of the lesson. Non-cooperation movement we have discussed and covered. Next topic we will discuss about civil disobedience movement and what are the reasons that have led to civil disobedience movement. If you have any queries, you can message me. Thank you.